So this is what I've been working on lately. I've decided to start playing around a little bit with sculpting clay. And for my first project, I decided to take on a sculpture of our first president, George Washington, at Valley Forge. I've already gotten quite a bit done before I started this video, so there's a lot going on here that you don't see. First of all, I have built a small little sculpting platform, used an old piece of board that I had and some other things from around the shop. I took some threaded steel and some knobs and various things, cobbled them together and came up with an armature stand. And then inside of the sculpture, what you don't see is there is a wire armature, which is basically this material here. It's an aluminum wire that I have shaped into essentially a skeleton of a human form with the right proportions and everything. And that's attached to the armature in here. And I then shaped it, positioned it the way that I wanted it for the figure that I'm creating. And I started putting on the clay. Now, my first attempt at an armature was this little guy here. And I thought I was being clever. I built the armature out of wire. I put a bunch of polymer clay on it, baked it, and thought I would have a real nice armature with a skeleton so I could put clay on it easier. It was a little bit more complicated than it needed to be, and so this is gone and off to the wayside. So I started laying on my clay, trying to get my proportions and everything with the clay right. And now I'm at a point where I'm trying to shape the face to get it to look a little bit more like the face of President Washington over here. And it's got a long way to go. It's been an interesting learning process, but it is coming along, and hopefully by the time I get done, this will look a little bit more like the president than it does now. And I will have a cape on here blowing in the wind. I'll probably put some sort of a space of ground down around his feet and have his feet actually down in the snow, sitting, crunching down into the snow. And I may have to change the position of the hands a little bit more to get that positioned a little bit better. But again, hopefully when I get done, this will be a fairly decent sculpture and will look somewhat like the man, and we'll see. Like I said, I probably bit off a little bit more than I needed to for a first ever sculpture, but hey, why not dive deep into the water, right? So I'm going to stop talking for a little bit here and just do a little bit of messing with the clay on the face, and I'll record it for a few minutes, and then that'll be it. So this is also my first videotape of what I'm doing out here in the studio area. So we'll see how that goes as well. So let me do a little bit of work.